guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Chinenyezitaogamba. If you're new here, you're welcome, and if you're a returning subscriber, thank you for sticking around. On today's episode, I have my beautiful friend with me. She's an HR consultant, and we have lots and loads of questions for her to answer today. So stick around and follow us on this episode. All right, please introduce yourself to us.
Okay, my name is Chinenyezitaogamba, but you can also call me Chi, or anyone that works best for you. I'm a HR consultant, as she already said earlier, but I have been in recruitment and I'm currently working as a talent advisor. So when we say talent advisor, just to break it down a bit, it's just all about recruitment, full cycle recruitment, selection, and also some HR analytics part of it as well. But overall, it's just about HR, mainly recruitment. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Oh, and if you don't know what HR is, just in case it's new to you, it means human resources.
Right. Thank you so much, my friend.
Thank
All right,
you.
so we have lots of questions for you today, and I'm going to start with the first question. So the first question we have is, what are the key qualities that you look for in candidates when helping them find good opportunities?
So we are mainly looking for candidates who can fit into the organization and also can get into the organization and roll with the culture and also the standards and the values of the organization. And most importantly, a candidate who can set the ball rolling. We can train. Most HR consultants and HR people they're always willing to train, especially in this part of the world, but experience is very important. So we are looking for candidates who have demonstrated over time that they have these experiences, and also they can set the ball rolling, they can hit the ground running, and they are able to sell themselves and also speak about themselves, because we all know that not everything we do on a job is clearly stated on the resume. So we are always looking out for those specifics and most important things that we want in a candidate.
Right. Speaking about selling yourself, I have a follow-up question to that. So the question is, how can you provide advice on how candidates can create a compelling resume?
Okay,
or LinkedIn profile.
Yeah, so that is really extensive. I'll start with LinkedIn. I would say the summary on the top part of your LinkedIn profile should sell you even before anyone looks at the breakdown of your experience. So, and also, especially for hiring managers or whoever is hiring in this part of the world, we want to see, most companies want to see that you're in Canada. So your location is very important. I cannot overemphasize how important it is to show your location on LinkedIn. So your location is very important, because most times when some managers are just looking, oh, she's in Togo, she's in Ghana, oh no, I'm not willing to sponsor.
Right.
So you have to clearly state your location, where you are living in Canada. And then of course the breakdown of your experience. And it's good, it's advisable to communicate and have good PR online, on LinkedIn. Celebrate your wins, celebrate your achievements, and also maybe interact a bit here and there with people who you admire, and also interact intelligently. So that's for LinkedIn. And then when it comes to your resume, it's a whole lot of things, a whole lot to unpack when it comes to the resume, expectations on your resume. But I'll say number one, I've had to review resumes where the candidate or maybe the person is just coming from Nigeria, because that's where I'm from. And maybe they don't have any Canadian experience. People have gotten really wonderful jobs without Canadian experiences, but not everyone will tell you how they kind of package themselves, how they put themselves in that part. First and foremost, as I said, just like LinkedIn, if anyone looks at your resume and just says Nigeria, limited Nigeria, this one limited Nigeria, it's a no. It screams, I'm looking for sponsorship, and you might have the papers to work here in Canada. So that's one thing you want to take away from your resume. Also, another very good thing to put in your resume is, it's a lot of work. Job search is a lot of work, but you have to tailor your resume to the job you're searching for. As I said earlier, you can see that not everything you do on a role can be captured in the what's the name, the resume. But I mean, you can look at the job like the qualifications and the description, and then from there you can decide, okay, I want this, I can do this, I need this role, and then you tailor your resume specifically to that role. I mean, I'm not saying change everything on your resume just to fit into the role, because sometimes you might forget you applied with resume A in one company and you're applying again to that company with resume B. They are all still going to be here. Where once, for example, an operations coordinator, it should still be operations coordinator, but you can tailor it to what
the details of
the job, the current job, because I mean, operations coordinators do different kinds of things. So you have to be able to show that your own type of operations coordinator is the one they are looking for. And also, you also want to be sure that, like, for example, there are some companies back home that use terms and terminologies that they don't use here.
Yeah.
For example, a sales excellence executive. It's not something that is very popular. I've not even seen any job like that here in Canada.
I think I've seen one.
Exactly.
You know,
it's not popular as
right.
popular, but people back home from some certain kinds of companies would know what that means.
Yeah.
But here you have to find what that particular job, what is it called in your country, where the country where you want to settle into. Like, for example, Canada. You have to do a whole lot of research on some very vital job search platforms like Indeed, LinkedIn, Talent.com, I mean, ZipRecruiter. I can't even remember, it's been a while. But yeah, you can just keep an eye on all of those job sites to kind of search with keywords on what you were doing on the role. Maybe you can see what it's called in the country where you are. And then from the onset, it's okay to change that job title. But if going forward you're not, you want to keep using sales excellence executive, everybody's like, what's this? Because it's not a terminology that is used here in Canada. So from the onset, so what I'm saying is, it's good to tailor your resume to the job description, to the job requirements, but make sure it's relatively consistent across board, across all applications, because you don't want to know what type of tracking system the company is using.
Right.
You don't want to know what happens in the back end. Maybe that should be another video, because you might think, oh, maybe it's gone. Oh no, most times it's not gone. And then they're like, this person is not just consistent, there is something fishy about this candidate, and then we are moving on.
Wow, thank you so much for that. And I think that brings me to my next question around personal branding. So what can you say about personal branding when it comes to candidates? Do you think that's important?
Oh yeah, it's very important. So personal branding is very good. It's something I'm also trying to improve on myself. So I can give you the tips because I know they are good. I know they are good to have, but I could give you some tips here and there on what to do. But don't say, oh, she's preaching what she's not practicing, because I get it, because when it comes to personal branding, there is a lot that goes into it. You just want to put yourself out there online how you want to be addressed.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how many employers have the time to go and start checking your personal social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, but some can just Google search you, and whatever they see might kind of influence their decision. But trust me, they're not going to tell you why they're not having you for that role. The kind of things you write on Twitter, that's currently X, I think, on Threads and all of those kind of things could influence some things that you don't even know. But the most important place where you want to keep a very professional outlook is going to be LinkedIn.
Yeah.
You want to look like, you want to have the proper headshot, you want to look good, you want to have the right, you want to follow and comment put the right comments on the right posts. That's going to, whoever goes to your post, your page is going to be, oh, I want to work with this person.
Yeah.
She's knowledgeable, he's knowledgeable. Like, I want to learn from this person's experience, just because you have seen it over time that oh no, this person has a good PR, a good outlook, especially on LinkedIn, because I know LinkedIn is the number one platform hiring managers go to when they want to look out for you. So you want to also be sure that whatever is on your LinkedIn is what's on your resume, because they will go check, and most of them are premium users, and you're not gonna know who's viewing. Oh, someone viewed, and you don't know who. So you want to be careful, and you want to make sure that you are consistent across board.
Great, thank you so much for that. And my next question is, what are some common mistakes that candidates make during job search process, and how can they avoid them?
I think I've mentioned some of them
Yes,
already.
you did.
Yeah,
Yes.
I mentioned some of them where I said you want to be consistent. You want to say things like whatever you say to A is not entirely different from what you're saying to B.
Yeah.
Because you don't know, they might be sister companies, and you might not know at the point where you're doing your marathon applications. You're not sure who is who most times. And another mistake people make is, I mean, it's a whole lot of work, I would say, but when you're applying to jobs, you want to keep tabs. I know some platforms like Indeed, they'll send you an email to say you've applied for this.
Right. Yeah.
Just because when you get maybe calls, like phone interviews on phone screens, someone is like, I'm calling you from so and so company. You want to be able to go back and check. So what I always advise, even though I know it's a lot of work, is to have an Excel spreadsheet where you would put down every job you've applied to, because you don't want a company that calls you to feel like this candidate is not necessarily interested in us. He or she can't even remember applying. Having multiple accounts and not being consistent over time, that is one big red flag, because a lot of things happen behind the scenes you don't want to know. So you want to be sure you're consistent. Not tailoring your resume to the job posting, not actually putting out there the major requirements that they're looking for. That's another big mistake. You want to be sure that you are able to package yourself to let them know that no matter what, I'm still good enough for this role. And you have to put your best foot forward, and also summarize your LinkedIn profile as much as possible to make whichever hiring manager looks at it to see, okay, this is my go-to person. I want this candidate. This candidate is gonna hit the ground running. You want to put the keywords of whatever your career is. For example, if you're in recruitment, you want to show that you've done full cycle recruitment. No matter any angle of recruitment you're being called up, like you're good and you can do it.
Great, thank you so much. All right, so what insights can you give to candidates as relates to negotiation?
Okay, negotiation is a big thing. It's a big thing, and it's good. I understand the fact that every role has a budget, and I can't speak for all recruiters or all hiring managers, but I can say for a fact that not all hiring managers put the highest range first on the table.
Right, everybody want to save costs.
Oh yeah, they want to save costs, they want to work on their budget, they want to be hailed at the end of the session or at the end of the year that you did well, you saved. So they're gonna want to try with you. So just try as much as possible to negotiate. But number one, please don't negotiate with a lot of pride. I know you're a subject matter expert, I know you're good at your job, I know you're good at whatever you're doing, but please don't negotiate because you think you're better than them. Like, let them know, I have my facts and figures. This is the range. I want the higher end of the range. I don't want the lower end of the range. That's also coming back to what I said about keeping tabs on whatever you've applied to. Most times there are links you can save, and like just so you can see what was posted. What was the range? If you're posting 100K, why are you offering me 70K? Like a whole 30K is going. Like, why? I have the what do you think I should have to be able to get the higher end of the band? And also, you want to do your research. You want to be able to put your best foot forward when you're having those conversations. Don't come with pride, come with facts, figures, and be convincing, and also be open and receptive. I mean, if they say, okay, I can add 5K, 10K, you check, okay, 5K, 10K, is that good enough for me? If it's not good enough for you, take a walk. If it is good enough for you, you take the job, right? At least it's better than not negotiating at all.
Right.
If they even say to you after the first attempt that, you know what, this is the end of the bargain, try some other thing. This is another angle of negotiation that people don't necessarily pay attention to, which is going to be the part of
Negotiating benefits.
Benefits, negotiating your benefits, negotiating your time off, like saying, okay, you know what, if you're going to pay me 10k less, you might as well pay for my extended healthcare. You might as well give me an extra 2 weeks vacation, because I mean, I've tried it before, it worked. So I can tell you for free that not everything is about money. When it comes to negotiation, if you can get it all, get it all. If they offer you 2 weeks vacation, you're like, oh no, currently, you don't even have to say currently, whatever you have currently, it's none of their business. But you can say, you know what, I can make do with 4 weeks. If they come back and say, you know what, we can only give you 3 weeks, okay, I'll have that. Thank you.
You've gotten something.
You've gotten something instead of not saying anything at all.
Right.
So I will always advise you push respectfully, and also push cautiously.
So can you give us a success story of any candidate you've worked with?
One candidate who I worked with, first thing I noticed when I looked at his resume, because he's been applying for months and there was no phone call, not even let me interview you and then you're not getting the job, nothing for months. And I'm like, something has to be wrong. Send me your resume. And then he sent his resume, and then I'm like saying, so company in Ghana this, Accra this, Accra Ghana. I'm like, no. So you have to stop. Pause. You're in Canada. Nobody wants to see all of your Ghana things, right? It's not like you're gonna take away the experience. The experience has to be there, but can't you take away the Accra Ghana? Like,
right.
We can do without that. You want to be able to show that you have the experience, so you don't. I mean, hiring managers, I can tell you for free, most of them don't take more than 2 minutes looking at your resume. 2 minutes is me being generous. Some people take 1 minute looking at it. Some people take 30 seconds. I've heard 30 seconds. When it comes to location, names, and stuff like that. So you want to first of, like I told him, you want to first of all take away all of the Accra. Don't let them think you're looking for sponsorship, because the moment they see you don't have any Canadian experience, the first thing, oh, maybe he's not outside.
Yeah.
And then you're like, okay, you have to be able to like let them know that you have the experience, so that takes away that bias of, is he in Canada, does he have Canadian experience? Right. Let them know you're not looking for sponsorship and all. And you also want to outline your what you did on the role and what your achievements were.
Yeah.
Because if I'm taking 30 seconds to look at a resume, I would for some reason be attracted to the bullet points. Right. Not the long stories all muddled up. So yeah, oh, the bullet points, oh, he achieved this. He has experience with SAP, oh, he has PMP, he has this. And then you're looking at the key points that are most likely going to be in bullet points. And you're like, okay, this is my go-to candidate. Okay, maybe I should look and pay more attention to see what more this candidate has to offer.
Yeah.
And then the most exciting thing was, it was all done. I gave him the direction, and when he came back with the proper resume, I'm like, oh, this is good to go. Go and apply. And in less than a week, he got a call. Not only did he get a call, he got a job. Not his dream job, but a good enough job to pay the bills. And like, now you have Canadian experience. Now you can boldly write Canada on your resume.
Yeah.
And that was how he got his first job. And I was excited. It was fulfilling. And that's the most recent one. And yeah, that's the most
and a couple of other success stories.
Yeah, but this is the most recent one. And yeah.
Okay. Right. And I think I have one last question for you. Okay. What advice do you have for candidates changing careers? Like, let's say somebody that is in sales that wants to transition into tech, just moving career, or probably a fresh graduate out of school. What would you advise them to do?
The first advice a traditional recruiter will say to you is the first thing is going to be get ready to start from ground zero, or go back to school, or no. Those things are good. Going back to school is good. But you don't necessarily have to if you do your findings right. Depending on the career, though. Of course, if you're in business and you want to go into nursing, you have to go back to school. Sorry. But if you're like in sales and you want to go into tech, you might not necessarily have to go back into school. You might just have to take a few certifications, a few exams here and there, a few short courses here and there, and you're good to go. So what I'll first of all say is do your research. In researching, you can go and look for jobs that have those kind of like the jobs you want to get when you switch, and you're like, okay, what are the requirements, what certifications, what short courses, because here in Canada certifications and short courses is a big deal. I mean, you would find someone who doesn't even have a BSc going way ahead of you because the person has specialized and have like the person has all of the basic certifications needed to kind of succeed on the role. So it's very important to have those short certifications. So once you do your research and you find out that this are the requirements, I would say go for it. Take time. Volunteering to get the experience in Canada is good, but I'm not going to say quit your entire job and go into, I mean, volunteering will not pay the bills. Volunteering experience is wonderful, don't get me wrong, but you also want to get the experience and also be able to pay your bills. So try to get the experience, or try to put yourself in a position where anyone will want to hire you, even though you're new in the field. Be knowledgeable, do your research, take courses, and I'm sure you're gonna succeed on the role when you switch, or when you start a new job, or when you start a new career, whatever the case may be.
All right, thank you so much, my friend, for sharing your wealth of experience with us on this channel, and I'm sure somebody has learned one or two things just listening to you.
So.
I'm so sure. If you've learned one or two things, please let us know in the comment section. And thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe. Share this video with your loved ones. Thank you so much. Till I see you in my next video. Bye.